friends, family, neighbors, cousins, uncles, nieces, nephews. Hello to all of you. It's been a crazy day so far. I can't get everything done, but I'm gonna. I got a plan today. I did have some outside work to do. I had to unload a bunch of grain in 100-pound bags. And, well, they're 80s, but they are oats. Can't get 100 pounds of oats here in a bag very easy. Well, you can, but you can't tie it. Got that little, you guys know. I did something. I love playing little tricks and showing you something. Sometimes I'll just show you something just to see if somebody notices. You know what I found out? Generally, somebody notices. I'll tell you what. We're not working in the shop yet today. We will be here in a little while. But this cylinder on this saw, we still got to port it. I did this. Put the intake forward. This is just mocking it together. It's a nice way to just keep all the parts together. But I did that to see if anybody would notice that the intake was the wrong way. Now, if you go back in some of the older videos, I've done stuff like this. Not this exactly, but there's other things I do to see if you guys notice. And I'm dumbfounded how close you guys get. There's always at least one of you to see something. You're observant. Good people. Darn observant. But we're not far from actually, when we're at this stage, from being able to run a saw. So I'm not real concerned. I got several saws here, including that 61 white top. I've been running that around here, just nipping this and that, but we want to get her out there and really show you guys. I know you're interested. I'm glad for that. Thanks for showing up. You know, this channel means a lot to me because of you. You guys, you're the normal people that follow. Not the haters. I don't care about them. It's you. Every one of you. I've got a box here that you really need to see what's in it. Remember Evan? My buddy broke that saw and brought it by that old John Shred. I think it's 2095. I think we got parts coming. I'm not sure. Hopefully, because I saw he borrowed is one I'm building for Buckin for his little tour. Yeah, we're building a Buckin a saw just for a special tour. Because he's going to show up here and he's going to carry it with him. And I think we're going to give that saw to somebody special when we're done. We're going to just see how that rolls out. We're not sure yet, but it's on my mind. I got to talk to Buckin. Maybe I already mentioned it. I got one person in mind I really like to have it. It's a gorgeous saw. It's going to be a beautiful build too. We're working on pipes, on exhaust, okay? On my time, not yours. During the day. Nighttime, one day on the weekend, I like to come out here and play. So we got some new pipe here laying on the floor. And it just came today. We got two different sizes. And I'll show you one of them. I like the round stuff, really the best. That right there is 1.5 ID. And I think I'm going to end up using quite a bit of that before I'm done. I'd like it to be just a little thinner wall, but I had a specific thickness that I had to have, as far as opening, internal. I need that to be a certain size. Because it matters, believe it or not, when you're putting it together. But in this box is parts for Evan Skidder. The man don't want recognition. He said, don't do it. Look at these parts. Just look. I'm going to try to get you closer without upsetting the apple cart. I'll turn that down just a bit. When that front end come apart, he's got an old 664 Clark. So that makes it about 82, 83. They come out with a 666. I think it was 84. So there's the yoke. I never thought I'd see one of them for that machine, but there's the yoke. And that's going to work. Here's all the bearings, all the seals. See what's in this one. I was kind of curious of that. Thanks, man. Okay, I know what that is. Thanks. You guys help. Poor old Evan, he ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. But he's a hell of a good man. He's a strong worker. He's a good logger. And he deserves our help. And this will get him going. Look at that. Brand new pinion. Ring gears laying right in here. He's going to schedule a day. I set these rear ends up. I do them for race cars and four-wheel drives and done it for years. Ring gears right here. I'm not going to pull the ring gear out of the box. I'll open the paper a little bit so you see it. There's the ring gear. I can't wait to get this going for him because he's pulling with a two-wheel drive skidder right now, and that is about ridiculous. You're never going to make any headway doing that. But he's managing, I believe, about a load a week. And he's working awful hard for that load a week. I'm going to tip him back up, pardon the hand there. Yeah, just talk to the hand a minute. Yeah, we've got our bikes in the background. I can't know nothing about that. But both of them are easy to build. Nothing to them. I'm just, there we go. Try to get you. You're on lean there. We're going to leave it. I ain't going to try to mess with it. I'll end up breaking that thing. You start screwing on things that are plastic, you know. We got some really cool things in the background we're doing, and we're getting a little video of it, and I want to keep some surprises for you. I really do. I'm going to give you a hint. I used to drag race. I run pro for a while, and then I jumped into super pro. So, you know, it's a 990 index, so you're running 151, 158 mile an hour and a quarter. It's not a slow car. I couldn't afford to run that class now, but I got one of them motors left that's new for that class. It's a big block Chevy. It's 496 inch, and it's got compression, believe me, and it's a real powerhouse. If you want to see that motor run, you want to hear that run, the one I'm talking about that's sitting just about 6 feet on the other side of this wall, it's going to be in here at some point because we're doing some head changes. I've got the big Brodies off. Those of you that drag race and stuff know exactly what they are. And I did some cast head support work on them. And oh my goodness sakes, did that ever work good. I put them in my four-wheel drive truck. I bought a 77 Chevy short box step side when I was quite young. I was 22 years old. I was in the Army. I bought it then. I still got it. If you want to see that motor run, it was around 820 horse when it was in that truck. It'll run well over 1,000 horse, that motor does, with the big Brodies and the big setup. But we just had a little 950 Percys carburetor onto it, and you know, little stuff. You know, when we fired that motor, I had a 750 double pumper here that would start anything. It'd run on anything. You just bolt it on, it'd just go. And it didn't matter what it was. I put that on that big block when we put it in that truck, because I didn't have a bigger carb. It wouldn't even fire it. It would not start that motor. We run into that with chainsaws. You get a little bit too wild, that stock carburetor doesn't work anymore. You got to really push them though. You know, it isn't easy for that to happen. But so we went and ordered that 950, and boy, we bolted that on. Did a minor jet change. We had to go up just a little in the jets. Rocked that thing. If you want to see that 820 horse trim big block for drag racing running a four-wheel drive in the mud, go to one of my earlier videos, something about heavy horsepower or something like that, is where I was horse logging. But I put like a minute clip of that truck playing in the mud. And we was running at about 8,800 RPMs when we walked out of the bottom of that hole. And actually the mud was real deep. They'd been going through it with the really big trucks, the trailer queens, and we had 35s on it, the big ones, the wide ones. And it floated. It stayed around. It felt like it was riding in a motorboat going across the wake. It was really cool. You'll see that on that video there about horsepower and horse logging. It's a black, pretty truck. Pretty. Motor's out of it. I got the truck over in the side yard. I about destroyed that truck. It ripped the cab mount right off from twisting up. And we got thinking about it. We're going to bring that truck in whenever we get everything else done we've been trying to do. And I'm going to detune that motor a little more and get rid of that. It's got a pretty big cam. We might have knocked some compression out of it. And I've got 4 or 5 of them big blocks. I could probably flip another one up to more appropriate. But you see that run. You listen to that sucker. Now, in that video, that's with headers, 3-inch dual exhaust, turbo mufflers. Some people thought that had open exhaust. No, I wanted that thing quiet. Kevin, my muffler guy, when he put that exhaust, I said, I want that as quiet as you can get it. So we run turbo mufflers on that, and he couldn't believe how loud that motor was with turbo mufflers. He says, you never wanted glass packs on that. But that's a heck of a running motor. Yeah, I build it. I used to work in race shops. Yes, I did. One of them was Popple Machine down in Georgia. He built pulling truck motors and drag motors, and we did a few monster truck motors. One of them that I worked on and helped set up, did the most work of all of them, was that a truck that run back then, Outlaw 35. I did that motor from start to finish, the injection, blower, everything. I did that whole motor. And that was 572-inch big box Chevy in that one. Yeah, that one kind of scared me, but Ray just kept checking on me. Just keep doing it. He throwed that on a dyno, and it scared me. Boy, when they run that motor up, scared me bad. It did. I worked for that man Saturdays and maybe 1 or 2 nights a week for quite a while for free. You know why I did it for free, don't you? I want to learn. I've done 2 strokes since the 70s. I didn't have a choice. I wanted to race motocross and enduros and stuff. I'm just a poor farm boy. I didn't have the money to have high dollar stuff. So I was running outdated equipment. And I had another guy, Bob, from Bob's 300 shop. He built motocross motors and bikes. Set him up for some pretty big names, at least around here back then. And he come up. He says, you come up. He said, you want to learn something? He said, you come up. You work with me. Did the same thing. I work for nothing Saturdays. I learned. This is where it come from. Many people have taught me these engines over the years. I didn't learn from just one guy here or there. It wasn't just 2 strokes. It was big motors, little motors, all kinds of crazy stuff. Man, I even hot-rodded lawnmowers when I was 14. Of course, I didn't know what I was doing, but yeah, put the string on the governor, pull on it. Mm-hmm. Well, that's at least something in it. Yeah. Worked good on a mini bike. Other than I wasn't allowed a mini bike. I had to have a motorcycle. But I had my friends mini bikes. But we learned there's things you could do to little motors even. So motors have been a part of my life for a long time. And logging. Those of you that ever are new here and don't know who I am, I'm a busted up old freaking decrepit logger that still wants to be part of the show. I got 10% left. You hear me tell it? I got 10%. I'm going to run out of this 10% sooner or later, but right now that's what I got. And I'm going to make the best of it. So as soon as we're able, we got 2 different log jobs. We're going to get on here. Tim Barden, I'm coming up. I'm going logging with you, buddy. I'm telling you, as soon as we can run, you're probably shut down too. I see it in the comments there. He got some nice stuff there. We talked. We're going to cut together a little bit. We're going to probably take a Saturday or something. He's only an hour away, So we got that. And what I'm trying to do is get a bunch of you guys' saws done while we can't log, so that when we are logging, We're running your stuff, not mine. Your saws, the ones you're going to get in your mailbox. That's what we're doing. So be patient, people, because I'm going to put a show on you're going to just love. Yes, I am. 10% of a show anyway. What do you think of that? Nothing wrong with that, is there? No. Bucking will be coming out. I've got to get saw built for him. We got plans. Yes, we do. And I'm grateful. I'm a grateful, grateful man for everything he's done for me. He does things that for people they never see. I'll tell you about some of them someday. Yeah, at least for what he's done with me. He gives a man a chance, what he does. Bucking gives a man a chance. He really... I'm going to tell you, because of all this, everything that's happened, good and bad, it all makes an imprint on who you are as a person. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. You can look doom and gloom and say, oh, poor, poor me. No. What you should be doing is like, do they have a reason they should be angry at me, or is it just false? Well, if somebody's angry at you, try to reason it with them. If they don't want to reason, ignore them. It works. It just works. Get off my planet. That used to be one of my sayings. I think maybe we need more people on the planet. What do you think? At least the good ones like you guys. I see a lot of new names in the comments lately. I did get to read a bunch of them this morning. Thanks. Thank you for showing up. We're getting people from Norway. A lot of them in there. Scotland, England. I'll tell you what, when I looked and seen how many countries we're getting comments or subscribers from and watch minutes and stuff was all in analytics, I couldn't believe it. It was just, I had to keep just going down and down and down. Major big. I had to get a translation program on my phone, so once in a while there's a comment, I want to see what it says, so you just hold it over and give it a second, and some pretty good comments. Even from Russia, I mean, Russians are crazy. And they got logging, and they got chainsaws, and they got bikes. Yes, sir. One of my favorite bike programs is right from Russia. It really is. I get a kick out of them. They're just mad people. So all of you from any of the Russian-speaking countries, thanks for being here. All of you, all over the world, thanks for being here. It means so much. I'd like to change how this little world of ours works, because people get narrow-minded on how engines are put together or built, and I've seen this in racing. Oh, you got to do this. This is the only way to build a motor. This is the only way. I show up. I'm a showstopper, man. No, I ride the ragged edge. I figure it out. I make it work. I call them Flatlanders, flat earthers. They want to close their minds. Don't close your mind to a new idea. Take and work with it. I want to make the earth round again. That's what I want to do. I want to make it round again. If you want to choose to look at the earth as being flat, go ahead. Don't fall off your side. Because you end up on my side then. You will. I hope you guys are learning how things work in these saws. And we're going to show the bikes, what we're doing to work on them. We're going to show the CR500 doing the top end. And we'll have to edit all that, because that's a little bit long for one of these little 20, 25-minute videos. I like to make so well. It wore my favorite coat today. You know what? I'll never rip that sleeve. Nope, never catching on them. Brand new coat. That's the way it is. Barb says, gosh, I don't know if he's doing one of these overhauls I got to freaking rip in. Yeah, I went to go through the fence. Yeah, snagged. We don't use barbed wire with the horses, but I caught it on something and put a little hole in him. She said, what am I going to do with you? I said, just let me be a kid. I'm still a kid, I'm going to tell you. I'm still a kid. How many of you out there is over 50 still feel like a kid? My next birthday's going to be 60, right? I'm still a kid. I do dumb things. And I'm going to share more of them dumb things that I do. It don't always go good, but I don't deliberately push my luck anymore. I don't bounce like you used to. It takes me longer to get up. Let's just put it that way. But there's nothing wrong with being adventurous. If you want to try something, you do it. You want to change your life, you do it. You want to quit living on a flat earth and you want to go on a round earth, figure out where the borders are, man. That's all you got to do. There ain't no borders on a round earth. That's right. There is none. It's just easy. I'm going to ask you something. We have some opportunities. If you would like to see some of the places I have in the past harvested timber and went with skidders and stuff, some of my old log jobs, I'll take you and show you what they look like now, and we'll date them, from whatever time period, whether it's 5 years ago or 15 years ago, so you can see what the older jobs, what they turn into, why the method of cutting we use works or doesn't work, in your opinion, And I got one personally, it's an old flue, way back, 150 years ago. They used to push logs, they'd pull the logs with horses. Well, they used steam engines with cables, they had this elaborate system on the top of the hills, and then they'd bring them to this edge of this cliff, and there'd be a natural slough there, and they'd shove them logs down it, one or two at a time, and man, they go all the way to the bottom. In some places, the sloughs went in the river, some in the creeks, some of them just went down on dry land, but it sure was a fast way to get logs to go a half a mile. And I got the bright idea of running one of them sloughs with a skidder. When you think about what it takes to get a log all the way to the bottom, that's steep, ain't it? I did. If you want to see that, this is actually so steep where I went straight down with a skidder that you would never be able to walk up it. You couldn't do it. It's not going to happen. You can get a little ways here and there, but you slide. The minute you stop, you can't grab a hold of something. You can't get up that. We tried it. When we was young, we couldn't do it. I even tried it with a dirt bike one time. That was a bad mistake. The problem with going up that slough with a dirt bike was I got way further than I should have. And man, that was a wild ride coming back down. I remember I broke my handlebars and a bunch of other things on the bike. And we had to pick it up. And of course, that gave us a reason to go to the bike shop, check out the new parts. And I always had something new coming. They did. It was so fun. I would not have changed when I grew up, the time period, the time frame, for nothing. I wouldn't want to have been a kid in today's world. It's too complicated. For me, it really is. We had more fun with nothing than kids today do to have everything. But you know why? There'd be 30 of us playing baseball at the same time, or football, or playing tag. It was about the numbers. That's right. It was about camaraderie. People learning to get along. You develop them skill sets of learning to get along at a young age by interacting. And some of that's being lost now. Let's admit it, guys. Girls, ladies, children. Talk to your friend. Put your phone down. Quit texting. He's sitting right beside you. I'm going to make this short. I'm going to stop it right here. I got so darn much I want to tell you guys. It's ridiculous. I'd rather just show you some of it. If you want to see some of them old log jobs, I'll show you. I haven't never been back to the log job that I damn near got killed on. The one that put me in the shape I'm in today. I've had back surgery 2 years ago. A lot of people know that. I've got rods in my back. I got bad knees and just humping all up and down these hills. These steep hills that you see in my videos, a lot of them, I logged them. And for about the first 15 years of my life logging, it was right in these hills. When I got up north where the ground's a little flatter, I couldn't even get a tree on the ground. I didn't know how. I darn sure knew how to frickin' handle them out here on these steep side hills and make it happen. I used to rappel from tree to tree occasionally just to be able to cut them. When you bust that tree, you push away and you swing way out and you pray to God that tree's gone before you come back in. Sometimes it wasn't. You had to kick off the tree yourself. But everything was about adrenaline for me. Still is. Still is. I'm sorry. I can't help it. Adrenaline is a powerful drug. That's why we have these. If I ever get bored, I jump on one of these suckers, and I feel like an earthquake inside when I get off. It's a wild ride. It's so fun. It's safe, actually. It's not like you think. They're only as stupid as you let them be, or as stupid as you are with that throttle, you know. Don't whiskey throttle one of these. No, don't. And I don't care if you got a Kawasaki or Yamaha or a Husqvarna. A lot of people don't realize Husqvarna made some big bikes. Or one of these, a Mako, the CR500, Honda. Any of them are stupid if you ring that throttle. But they're safe. They are. But if I can't get a thrill out of it, I don't like doing it. That's why I got logging in the first place. I was bored to tears working in a factory doing a regular job. I cut meat in a local department store for 2 years when I was in high school. You know what I knew? I knew how to cut meat. I also knew I wasn't doing that for a living. It took me a long time to find myself. It really did. I went in the military in 1983 just for one reason. The big reason is I'd met somebody and really wanted to make a life with her, which I found out that was a waste of time. But, you try, you try. And there was no jobs in 1983 around here. It was horrible. So I signed up and went in the military as a medic. And that's where I started with that. Well, after I was in Rapid Deployment Force the whole time. I was in the 18th Airborne Corps. And that's pretty broad-based, and I deliberately leave it like that. And when I got out, everything I'd done in there, good or bad, I learned from it. Straight out, just like what I'm telling you. That's why that through these problems we've been having, this ain't my first rodeo. I learned to deal with stuff, because I had to. And I learned a lot of that on the farm. I learned a lot of it in the military. That water off a duck's back. If you don't like your situation you're in, you change it. That's what you do. Waiting it out ain't going to help you none. But I couldn't have a regular job when I got out of the military. I had to have the adrenaline. Logging did it. And that's what made me who I am. If I would have been an office personnel, of course, I'd probably be dead of a heart attack by now. But, or something much easier. I know that my mobility would be much better than it is, because it isn't great, I'm kind of like an alligator, You got me about 20 feet, man, I got you. After that, I probably can't. No. Give me 20 feet, that's it. That's how I'm fast at 20 feet. After that, no. I have to stand there and take it because I couldn't outrun it. But, yeah, geez, I'll tell you, life is a heck of an experience. It really is. Let's learn from that. Let's learn from each other. Do just what you guys do in these comments. If you need saw parts, share with each other. Hey, I'm looking for this. Do you know this? If somebody asks a question in the comments, with the limited time I've had to be able to get in the comments recently, and you know the answer to somebody's question, say, well, I don't know. This is what worked for me. Tell it straight out. This is what worked for me. This is what I've done in the past with that particular saw or that problem, and it's worked. Help each other. I'm trying to teach you guys how to learn. And I want to teach you about saws. I want to teach you about life skills. What gets you through the day? I'd love to teach you about losing weight. I'm still losing, but it ain't fast. It locked right up, and of course, plowing snow, you end up eating things you shouldn't be eating. But here at home, I'm still on it. I still got a ways to go. It ain't going to be till we start doing some real serious cutting that it'll pound right off. It'll go off fast then. You got to burn them calories, folks. Okay, this longer than I wanted. Thanks for showing up. Let's make the flat earth round again, folks. Just plain simple. Make that flat earth round. And thank you for being here. Goodbye.